This is section 1.3, part B. I figured if I split it up, then you could watch what you wanted to. So there are several types of sampling techniques. Before we start, let's talk about a sample versus a census. A sample, as we've already talked about, is a part of the population. You could survey part of the people at Trinity. You could ask them if you could go skydiving and somebody else paid for it, would you? And if you talk to everyone in this class, that would be a sample of people at Trinity. If you talk to all the people in your neighborhood, that would be a sample of that area. A census is when you survey the entire population. The government tries to do it every 10 years, and they work really hard at getting the entire population, but it's often hard to do, especially if you're talking about the population of the United States. If you're talking about the population of Trinity, as long as you would respond to your emails and stuff, that's not a difficult task, but it is difficult to get everyone to respond to a survey. So you have to understand the difference between a sample and a census. So then we move into how do you collect data. There are 5 good ways to collect data. The first one is stratified. Let's write sampling techniques here. Sampling techniques. So the first one is the stratified method. And the stratified method, it's not mathematical, but the word stratified makes me think of clouds. And think about if you reach up into the clouds and grab the clouds, you can only grab a part of it. You can't grab an entire cloud. When you come out, it's too wispy, so you only have part of it. So stratified says, I take my population and I divide it into groups. And for stratified, I'm going to take some from each of these groups, like 10 people from this group, and 10 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 from this group. So stratified says, I take a few from every group. A few from every group. If you don't get the cloud, don't stress over it. A few from every group. So I reached into the population and I took a few from every group or division of the group, of the population. Okay? So then number two is cluster. These two are very similar. That's why I use the cloud thought. So number 2 is cluster. And cluster says I again divide my population into groups. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose some of these groups. I'm going to talk to everyone in this group. So everyone in this group, and everyone in this group, and everyone in this group. And not these groups at all. So that's the difference between stratified and cluster. Cluster says I talk to everyone in some of the groups. Number three is systematic. This one is the easiest one. This says you talk to every kth person. We use the letter K as a constant. So every kth person, for example, every 5th person who walks by during lunch today, every 10th person at the mall, every 40th person at a stadium. So systematic is every kth person. I guess we should say or thing. Every kth person or thing. Number 4 is convenience. Convenience is the cheater way to go. Convenience says, I talk to you because it's convenient. So people nearby or family or friends. This is often a biased sample because your friends tend to think like you. If you were doing a survey of whether the school should put in a spa for the girls or a workout room strictly for the guys, and you went to a girls only gym to take a survey, that would be a convenience sample, which would definitely lend you towards the spa. So steer clear of convenience samples. They are not good samplings. Your friends tend to think like you. Number 5 is random. Random is when nothing else applies. Have you ever heard of throwing a dart at a list? A dart thrown at a list? That's an example of random. Random is when nothing else applies. Now, here's the problem students have. Here's the problem students have. They see the word random in there, and that makes them want to choose random. That's not it. Don't go that way. Don't go that way. For example, look with me at number 1. On page 23, it's example 4, number 1. Let me let you do that. Page 23, example 4, number 1. You divide the student population with respect to majors and randomly select and question some students in each major. The word randomly is required here because when you select, you always randomly select. That does not imply random. But if you look at it, you divided them into majors and you question some students in every major. That makes it stratified because you've divided it up and you've taken some from everything. Number 2, you assign each student a number and generate random numbers. You then question each student whose number is randomly selected. None of the other 5 apply, so we say random. Number 3, you select students who are in your biology class. Convenience, because they are in class with you, so they are there. They might be a good sampling of the population, but they are still convenient. If you have any questions, please contact me.